Sammy's beautiful, lovely, lovely little boy, very much part of the community. He was born with a rare brain condition called PWS, Prader-Willi syndrome, and also later on he was diagnosed with autism. The condition's very rare. It's only about 1 in 20,000 people have it, so really only about 2,000 people in the country with it. It's quite complex needs in the sense that people can be quite able, but at the same time they do have a genetic disability, and which does require a great deal of care and support, and it's quite misunderstood actually. So often young people won't get the support they need, or they fall between the gaps in the system and don't meet the criteria, which is exactly what happened to Sammy, and as a result Sammy sadly lost his life.
When did you become aware that Sammy had this condition?
He was diagnosed at 5 weeks, so when he was born he didn't sort of behave in the way a normal newborn would. So he was whisked off to St George's for some tests, and so instead of bringing him home that night, we ended up in St George's for 5 weeks.
And how did it affect Sammy, the condition?
Okay, so there's a number of stages with the condition. Initially, babies are what's called floppy, which means that they don't have very strong muscle tones. It's hard for them to feed and thrive. But Sammy was a fighter and always has been. So we managed to get him bottle feeding pretty soon, and then he was fine. I mean, he really was. He did work very hard at things, and he had to do more than other children. We should seriously take our hats off to young people, children with these conditions, because they're not easy, and the strength and resilience and the power that they need to overcome some of these challenges is awesome. So he did that, and he did well, and as he grew up, he took these challenges, and he tried to meet his milestones, and he wasn't too far behind. So he was a little bit slower at walking, but he was walking by 18 months because he had a great deal of physiotherapy, a great deal of speech and language therapy, and we were doing well with him. He was even in junior mainstream. So people may have some learning disabilities with it, as well as what it's more known for, which is a difficulty regulating mood, emotion, and appetite, because that's controlled by the part of the brain called the hypothalamus. But later he suffered with what I called episodes, which is where he would lose control of reality, kind of dissociative episodes, and these were really dangerous. So we did need a lot of support and care, but that was not forthcoming.
What would you like people to know about PWS?
Oh, well, if they come across someone with it, the families may need support, and also to know, as with anyone with a learning disability or neurodivergency, that there's loads of positives too. People have great skills. Sammy was an expert craftsman. He's also brilliant at sort of 3D design. So he was great at piano, and he was very, very tenacious and very disciplined, and all these wonderful qualities young people may have, and unique. They're unique individuals, so they shouldn't be defined by their disability, but at the same time there is a disability there, and people do need support, and just awareness, I think, that things aren't always easy.
If someone wanted to support financially, how can they do that?
Okay, well, that's very nice. There's 2 ways really. I mean, I'm setting up a charity in memory of Sammy called Sammy's Foundation, which is exactly what I was saying about skills need to be almost enhanced and applauded as well. And I'm a professional upholsterer, so my charity is about teaching those with neurological conditions like PWS, people with these conditions, heritage craft, so that they can learn various skills that are endangered, and then the products can be made and sold in the interiors world. So that's I have a GoFundMe page for that called, as I say, Sammy's Foundation. Or there's the Prader-Willi Association, who also I'm sure would be grateful for funds as well, and they support families.